Part 98. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 977. Brother Xian only dealt with half of his injuries, so he put persuading Xiao Wang first. The team mission has been going on for a long time. In the final analysis, this survival game is still an individual battle. You should think about yourself. You will lose in this arena battle. If you don't quickly strengthen your strength, there will not be many levels left for you. It will be later. Don't even think about attacking the first group again. Faced with such reasonable persuasion, Xiao Wang followed Taoran's instructions, and in order to cover up his lack of acting skills, he directly buried his head and did not let the other party see his expression. Feeling that Xiao Wang had been shaken, Brother Xian spared no effort. This woman may be your captain now. Later, you can also join my team. We will cooperate and pass the game. Xiao Wang hesitated and stammered, but, let's forget it. He turned around and wanted to leave, but was stopped by two of Brother Xian's men. Are you sure you want to go against me? Those who know the current affairs are heroes. You should be able to understand if you are so sober. I will not reveal that it was you who said it. As long as you provide her number, you will get the greatest help and materials of your choice. My favors and help. But if you offend me, your way forward will be difficult. After tens of seconds of hesitation and mental struggle, Xiao Wang finally made up his mind. Let's talk about it first. If I say it, first, you can't betray me. Second, pick 3 things for me. Supplies. Third, let me level the next round of the 2v2 arena. I won't tell you until you agree. The 3 points proposed by Xiao Wang are very particular to Taoran's order and have scientific basis. The first confidentiality agreement is the basis and guarantee for Xiao Wang to betray her. It was more in line with the traitor's mentality to put it forward like this. The other party will trust his words more. The third requirement is in line with Xiao Wang's current situation and makes Brother Xian instantly embarrassed, so the second requirement becomes less important. Brother Xian, I'll give you some other benefits. Forget the third one. No. I don't want to lose, and I don't want our captain to doubt me. I don't want to get hurt either. So let me draw. Xiao Wang started from his own point of view. Think about it, if I work hard to get a draw, even if our captain knows that there is a traitor in our team later, she will not doubt me because of my hard work. On the contrary, we will doubt other people in our team. This is definitely what Brother Xian wants. Isn't it also a good revenge to let the opponent's team fight among themselves and fall apart directly? Xiao Wang's attitude was very firm. You have also seen our third round contestants. Sunyang and Lele are not good at fighting. You must win. So even if we let us in the second round, after 3 rounds, each side will win 1 and draw 1, and you will not lose at all. Moreover, don't you want to take revenge with your own hands? After 3 rounds of draws, the 4th round of team battle will begin. You will still win. Xiao Wang copied Taoran's exact words. Wouldn't it be more comfortable when you rob our captain of her skills, use her skills to defeat her, and make her suffer from physical and mental trauma? As soon as such rhetoric came out, the people in power, who were holding their breath, had lost face today, and were eager to win back the city, had no resistance at all. The word deal came out of Brother Xian's mouth 3 seconds later. Xiao Wang was not polite at all and selected 3 items from the supplies put out by Brother Xian. Brother Xian originally thought that he would only take something that could be carried with him, but he was so surprised that his first choice was the telescopic bag that was the same as Brother Xian and Taoran. He got it from the mission as a reward. This, can't do it. Brother Xian relies on this bag to store supplies. Xiao Wang, don't forget, if you rob our captain, you are the most powerful being in the entire game. What does a mere package mean to the temptation of the strongest? Brother Xian leaned back and acquiesced to his request. Xiao Wang asked Brother Xian for a brand new protective suit worth 2,000 points. Finally, he chose a three-headed bow among the two weapon sets. Sun Yang's crossbow made him covetous, and so did a bow. After stuffing everything into the expandable bag, he gave his captain's number, 266. 266. Yes, Xiao Wang didn't even blink. He was always serious, and his stiff face made it impossible for Brother Xian to see any guilt. Is there anything you can prove? Our captain's assistant is currently at the highest level in the game. You can use your assistant to verify whether assistant number 266 is at the highest level in the game. Brother Xian did it after hearing this. His little assistant is just shy of being promoted to level 8. He only knows that there are two people who have promoted the assistant to level 8. The system stipulates that low-level assistants cannot query any information about assistants with a higher level than themselves. He only needs to try to query number 266 and see if there is any feedback to know whether it is true or false. Once tested, it is indeed true and serious. Sure enough, assistant number 266 has the highest level in the game now. No wonder it's so powerful, I think it's a lot of bonus. He was overjoyed. He could really plunder. There may be a chance that number 266 will be stuck. It's a pity that the woman doesn't have a card. She doesn't know her number, so there's no way she can rob it. She had to swallow this breath even if she couldn't. Is your captain's highest bonus the speed? Brother Xian threw another pair of golden gloves to Xiao Wang. Xiao Wang accepted it silently. His captain was very knowledgeable and knew that the other party would definitely ask to the end. You're confused. Tao Ran's speed bonus has been taken away by number 266, which is a full 100% bonus. In addition, number 266 also has a speed bonus. If Brother Xian wants to take away the speed bonus of number 266, wouldn't that mean that Brother Xian is getting an advantage? Isn't Brother Xian's strength still greatly increased? How could Tao Ran make such a mistake? So she specifically asks Xiao Wang to answer this way. Everyone sees her good skills and thinks she has a speed bonus. In fact, she has a sensitivity bonus. This bonus is 200%. Brother Xian and his people thought about it carefully, and it seemed like this was the case. He kicked out his legs and feet in a series, almost causing the woman to avoid it. If it was speed, she should retreat. Only by being sensitive can you avoid accurately. 200%. Who else can hit her? Brother Xian's eyes were shining. The captain's second bonus is strength. She is a woman and has no strength. So after several strength bonuses, it is almost 100%. The reason why I sent such a message was because I was afraid that someone else in Brother Xian's team would have a chance to get stuck. Rather than risk having them miss the mark, it would be better to just take them all into the ditch. Tao Ran and Xiao Wang have both fought against number 266. That guy has average strength, so if he robs him, he will basically be a trap. In this way, it will be guaranteed that even if Brother Xian and the others plunder, their harvest will be mediocre. After Xiao Wang said this, he looked at the timer. He had been here for more than 10 minutes. Haha, this is also what the captain requested. He has completed his mission well, and with one final move, he can retire successfully. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 978. Tao Ran asks Xiao Wang to bargain with him. In this way, even if Brother Xian knew that her number plate was 266, he would not have time to use the chance card before the start of the second round, and naturally he would not be able to find out that she was deceived. Only in this way can we ensure that in the second round, Brother Xian's two men will make appropriate efforts to achieve a draw. Only then do they have a chance to win this second round. Just in case, Xiao Wang dragged it again. I just came here to deliver some medicine, but it took so long. I'm afraid our captain wouldn't be able to explain it. By the way, it made the other party more convinced. Brother Xian, then what do you want? Xiao Wang grabbed a pot of water on the table, opened the cap, poured it directly on his head, and then kicked the table down. Brother Xian understood and asked several brothers to cooperate. Just like that, there was constant movement in Brother Xian's tent. And Xiao Wang was also in a sorry state. When I got back, I said that you and I had a disagreement. You threw wine at me and lost your temper. That's why it took so long. Brother Xian nodded, then poured all the medicine in the small bottle of medicine that Xiao Wang brought on Xiao Wang, and deliberately raised his voice, "Tell your captain, I don't care about her medicine." Xiao Wang then resigned and left. Brother Xian and others were in a happy mood, but they didn't know that the time was delayed for another 3 or 4 minutes. There are only a few minutes until the start of the second round in the ring. Brother Xian still needs to apply the medicine to watch the battle. He is really not in a hurry to use the chance card right away. Besides, his injury is not serious. He can't use his sensitivity now if he takes it away. He should wait for his special medicine. Let's talk about it being fully functional. Brother Xian here is busy applying medicine, while Xiao Wang returns home with a full load. In his opinion, Brother Xian's hatred was nothing compared to his gains. Coupled with the victory in the next arena, it is enough to send Brother Xian away directly. Maybe he won't be able to run into Brother Xian until the end of the game, so what does he have to fear? As for Chao Ran and the others, we just have to wait and see. The time for the second arena match is coming soon. Chance cards are rare cards. Chao Ran's assistant told him that using chance cards in the game world for the first 3 times can make the entire network famous. That's best. Chao Ran only needs to pay attention to system messages. When the countdown to the start of the arena match was 90 seconds, and there was no information about the opponent's use of cards, Chao Ran knew that the success rate of winning this round was already more than half. Before Zhou Chang and Xiao Wang came on stage, Chao Ran looked at his message board and thought of something. She pulled the 2 of them over and gave them a few words. In this way, the success of winning the second game is 70%, right? If it doesn't work, the guarantee will be a draw, so we can still struggle in the future. The second round of the arena competition begins. The scene was quite intense. At first glance, the 2 sides were fighting in a dizzying manner. But Chao Ran was an expert, and she could tell that the 2 of them were really just giving tricks and not trying their best. Half the time has passed, and the fight between the 2 sides is still painless. It seems that Brother Xian is really waiting for this round of draw, and will deal with himself in the final 4th game. Unfortunately, he may not be able to do so. Chao Ran watched the ring battle calmly. Time passed like this bit by bit. She is waiting. Seeing that there were almost 6 minutes left in the countdown, she made a gesture with her hand behind her back. Sun Yang made a mistake and sent a message she had compiled long ago directly to the world channel in the system chat area. There was a ringing sound in everyone's ears. Chao Ran made a gesture and clicked on the display screen. Seeing that she was reading the information, Brother Xian and the others, who also felt that the arena was not interesting, also clicked on their respective screens. There is a message in the chat area, Anchor, which floor are you on? Did you hear that? The top spot in the game is about to be decided. Anchor, played by Lele. I'm on the 80+ stairs. I haven't heard of it. What do you mean? Someone is almost to the top. As soon as these 2 pieces of information came out, Chao Ran looked surprised and nervous, and Brother Xian stood up from his chair in an instant. WTF? How can it be? Climb to the top? Nonsense. Their team is now number 1. Although Brother Xian felt that the news was unreliable, he couldn't help but focus all his attention on the display. The anonymous person whose avatar was a sword said again, the person in my group completed the hidden mission and directly received the reward of going straight to the 15th floor. He should be on the 105th floor by now. Anchor, I am so sorry. If I had known earlier, I would have fooled around with him. Where are you now? Shall we meet up? Floor 105? Has anyone reached the 105th floor? This tower only has 111 floors in total. Brother Xian was dumbfounded and panicked. They are still on the 93rd floor, but they are already on the 105th floor? There was a gap of 12 floors. He still had 6 floors to reach the top. How could he still catch up? So the other party completed the hidden mission on the 90th floor? Looking back at the 90th floor, it seems to be the plunder level. Isn't that level weird from beginning to end? Sure enough, are there any hidden missions? For some reason, Brother Xian believed it and immediately refreshed the message. As soon as the news about the anonymous person came out, the entire world channel exploded. All of a sudden, the entire chat area started ringing ding 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 non-stop. Brother Xian and others have gathered around, discussing and refreshing the screen. Lele on Taoran's side was stomping her feet and spinning in circles, with anxiety written all over her face, and she kept saying something big happened. Something big happened? What's the big deal? Zhou Chang and Xiao Wang showed no intention of fighting. The other two were about the same. At this moment, their hearts were pounding. They still had no desire to compete. They just wanted to stop and find out what happened. There are more than 4 minutes left in the countdown. The speed of the 4 people fighting has obviously slowed down, and their moves are also a little perfunctory. They are just waiting for time to pass. Brother Xian and the others are no longer calm over there. They stepped aside and used chance cards. At this time, my mentality is about to collapse. I urgently need some chicken blood to get excited. Regardless of whether the news is true or false, the next step is to increase the strength as much as possible. Brother Xian and the others happily pressed the confirmation button, but about 30 seconds after the entire site became famous twice, their team burst into a series of almost crazy roars and curses. In the ring, Brother Xian's 2 teammates who didn't know what was going on were completely distracted. Can anyone tell them what happened? Their captain has always been calm. What could have happened that made him lose control? Is it related to them? Being so angry isn't a punishment, right? They panicked and looked frequently in the direction of their tents, their movements even more perfunctory. After all, there are less than 2 minutes left. But they didn't know that Zhou Chang and the two were waiting for this opportunity. Taking advantage of the opponent's lack of concentration, Zhou Chang and Xiao Wang moved the opponent to the left and right of the ring. Then, at the moment when the opponent's attention was attracted by the movement in their tent, they suddenly exerted their strength and used all their strength. They worked together to sneak attack the opponent's person with higher force value. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 979. The guy who was attacked was not thinking about the ring at all, and subconsciously regarded Xiao Wang as half one of his own, so it was already too late for him to react. The forceful blow on the back of his neck made him see stars, his head was dizzy, and he was confused for a second. And in the second he was slow, Xiao Wang's continuous flying kicks and Zhou Chang's waiting elbow strikes were already in place. He ate dozens of times, hit the ground hard, and a mouthful of blood spilled from his mouth. Even if he could fight, it would be difficult for him not to be seriously injured after being attacked by Zhou Chang and Xiao Wang with all their strength. The other person on the other side came to his senses and attacked while cursing despicable. Xiao Wang and Zhou Chang had already made a plan. Zhou Chang had already rushed towards the injured one who was lying on the ground and was originally stronger. Although his martial arts is not the highest, he is quick-witted and has no problem dealing with an injured master. And it's no problem for Xiao Wang to deal with another person whose force value is slightly lower. At this time, there are still nearly 90 seconds before the PK ends. Enough. Zhou Chang deceived the wounded while fighting him, repeatedly warning him to surrender quickly to prevent his injuries from worsening and affecting his subsequent breakthrough. At 35 seconds, the injured person was knocked down by him. Seeing that he was about to hit a critical blow, the injured person finally surrendered. One fell, and the rest of the situation was 2 against 1. The ending is self-evident. With nearly 40 seconds left before the end of the ring, the winner was decided. When the judgment light came on, Brother Xian just rushed out of the tent with his people. As a result, when they saw the situation on the field, the 4 of them instantly became like angry bulls. He fainted. How many times had he been deceived in one breath? Are all those guys opposite actors? How many lies did they tell? The furious Brother Xian saw Xiao Wang on the court and wanted to strangle him to death. Brother Xian and one of his brothers rushed directly to the ring. The system detected their violent intentions and the ban was activated. The ring railings conducted electricity the moment they climbed over them, and a huge electric current swept through their bodies, causing them to convulse and curl up in agony. While watching, Tao Ran crossed his chest and finally understood which 2 people the 2 lines of words floating by when Brother Xian and the others used chance cards just now represented. It is these 2 people who are the most excited right now, rolling all over the floor. A few minutes ago, system red letters filled the screen. It shows that the sensitivity bonus of number 266 has been taken away. This was within Tao Ran's expectation. And it must have been obtained by Brother Xian, who lost the last competition, suffered a setback in his self-esteem, and needed to seize the bonus, using a chance card. But in addition to this red letter, there is also a floating red letter. Display, no 266's backpack was also taken away. Needless to say, the plunder at the same time must have been done by one of Brother Xian's good brothers. Tao Ran almost died laughing. As expected, the opposing team has more than one chance card. Absolutely awesome. What they grabbed was not the strength bonus that Tao Ran asked Xiao Wang to hint at, but the backpack. Okay. It's so good. The revenge against number 266 was finally completely avenged. And now number 266 must be confused, right? Being robbed twice at once, it was impossible for the same person to do it. He must be struggling with who could harm him. It's a pity that he robbed all the way and had many enemies. I'm afraid he can't even figure it out, right? Brother Xian and his brothers are even more pitiful. There is no basic sensitivity bonus on number 266. It relies on the 2% and 3% additions and subtractions on the dial. Brother Xian can get a maximum of 10% bonus. If you are unlucky, the sensitivity of number 266 may still be negative. As for the other little brother, he was also unlucky. Tao Ran couldn't help but sigh. He probably thought that since he was powerful, fast, and the leader of a team, he must have a lot of good things in his hand, so he used the opportunity card to seize the backpack without hesitation. What a pity, the backpack on number 266. Ahem, Tao Ran had already snatched the good things inside, and she had used the mayor's order to throw the remaining items into the hands of the NPC in the 5 victory PK level. When Tao Ran left that level, number 266 was basically in ruins. According to the message sent by Tiger not long ago, he also taught number 266 a lesson. In the single-player PK level, Tiger asked him to go straight down to the 5th floor. Therefore, number 266 should be still cycling through those levels, and there should be no chance to obtain supplies at all. The little brother went to rob him, and what he got was probably an almost empty bag. In other words, The two chance cards that Brother Xian and the others had finally synthesized in their hands were originally thought to be their help in taking the lead, but in the end they used lonely. No wonder they just had a blast in the tent. It would be strange not to be angry when you find that your body has no bonus and that the bag you grabbed is empty. Tao Ran's guess was good. After discovering the shortage, Brother Xian's team was dumbfounded. But their rage didn't stop there. Because after the two viral messages, the World Channel became even more lively. Brother Xian's people found that they had become a laughing stock. Because some people are openly laughing, saying that someone would actually grab the number 266. Asked if his mind was filled with shit. Talking about number 266, the clown in the entire game world, there are still people who would use such a good card to rob him. The entire chat area is full of all kinds of ridicule. Brother Xian's team was completely stunned. What happened to number 266? They don't know. Of course they didn't know that they ran too fast and never encountered number 266. Only after meeting people with number 266 after Tao ran did we understand how famous number 266 is and what kind of existence it is now. In short, when Brother Xian and others knew that they had been deceived, they only felt that their own dignity and physical self-esteem had been trampled on too many times. They rushed out of the tent like crazy. Then I got another warning and was stimulated. What? Dare? Impossible. My brother is obviously more powerful. This round could have been won. Shouldn't it be a draw? Why did you lose? Xiao Wang, this despicable, shameless, and despicable scoundrel. He has been fishing here from the beginning. He planned to murder himself from the beginning. At that moment, Brother Xian's team had no sense at all. They were not like exploding firecrackers. They just wanted to go up and torture him until they rolled all over the floor. But who would have thought that it would be them who were being tortured and rolling all over the floor? They even bullied them in the ring. What was even more hateful was that Xiao Wang only looked back coldly before getting off the stage. The disregard in his eyes made Brother Xian and the others want to explode. They were electrocuted and lying on the ground, their eyes were filled with the dazzling 2:0 on the electronic screen. The voices of their respective assistants also rang in their ears, telling them that the mission had failed. Mad. They lost the chance card. I lost supplies worth thousands of points. Lost the contest. Lost my mind. He also lost the lead in the entire game. It became a joke. Body, mind, and self-esteem are all hurt. Even morale is gone. Such a disastrous defeat is undoubtedly the most painful level I have played so far. It's just crazy. It's driving people crazy. At this time, the system message arrived again. Thank you to Brother Long and the book Friend's Tale number 02762 for the reward. Thank you for your appreciation. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 980. New system message received. Brother Xian clicked on it and said that the system determined that the news in the chat area that a player has reached the 105th floor and has gone straight to the 15th floor is purely a rumor. Rumor? Is this a rumor? Brother Xian almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. Just because of this rumor, they felt uneasy. They didn't wait to finish the ring battle and just wanted to do something. It was also because they lost control, which in turn affected the two people in the ring, and ultimately led to worse results. Is this rumor related to the group of people opposite? Brother Xian was going crazy and couldn't help but curse. Tao Ran's voice was suppressed. Who do you blame? If you didn't mean to harm me, who could have plotted against you? Those who harm others will always harm them. If you are willing to gamble, then admit defeat. As soon as Tao Ran finished speaking, the six of them were already taken away by the NPC before Brother Xian's jump over there was in place. At the intersection ahead, 6 people disappeared directly. They must have fallen through the gap in time. Taoran quickly ran back to his tent. Actually, when Brother Xian and others were shocked, Sun Yang, Lele and Ah Zhong were also the same. For spreading rumors, the three of them were systematically punished, electric shocks. The three of them were also miserable and rolled on the ground due to the electric shock. But they were still happy. Compared to going into the ring, compared to the 90% chance of defeat or being beaten, what does this electric shock mean? Don't worry, they won, right? They also contribute to the team, right? They have become the leaders of the entire game, haven't they? So this great success ultimately comes from everyone's cooperation. In fact, their main goal is to win this level of the game. If Xiao Wang and Zhou Chang failed to successfully attack in the second round, Taoran also arranged a scene for Lele to attract the attention of the two opponents. The arena is not shielded from factors outside the arena, and there is no note that irrelevant personnel cannot interfere. This is also a system bug and has nothing to do with them, right? This level is finally over. But the system message did not come. No reward was given and no explanation was given. After the 6 people came out of the tent, they could only move forward. After walking through the arena area, there is the boundary marked 94 in front of you. The mayor finally showed up again. It's quite similar. As soon as we entered level 94, a large number of citizen representatives came up holding flowers. Applause and cheer for them, treating them as real heroes. The mayor awarded them medals and invited them to a banquet. They were finally entertained for the first time in a long time and were given a buffet style of food and wine that they could eat in full. Touching. None of them could remember the last time they had hot food, and chewing compressed biscuits every day had become a task. They didn't know when they would have such a delicious meal next time, so everyone ate happily. The mayor came and made a toast and asked everyone to do whatever they wanted here and stay as long as they wanted. Taoran knew that the plot of the series was probably over, and thought that she would have to take the stairs soon, and the pile of punishments she had accumulated would be coming. She decided to stay here for a few hours to fully recover her strength. Several teammates did the same, so everyone drank a little while they were happy. After 3 rounds of drinking, everyone became a little confused and drowsy. The 6 of them were each helped back to their private rooms to take a nap. The person supporting Taoran was a man. On the way, the man softly introduced their garden in her ear, which made Taoran's skin crawl. Not because of the content of his words, but because of his breathy voice. Taoran kicked him away almost out of reflex. The man fell to the ground tenderly, and Taoran realized that he was an extremely beautiful man. Blonde and blue-eyed, the collar of his shirt was open to his waist, exposing 2 muscles on his chest. A pair of innocent, deep blue eyes that I feel pity for. They are beautiful, but their eyes are the kind that Taoran habitually dislikes. Hero, can you give me a hand? Speak up. Because of him, Taoran was half sober. Get dressed. Taoran lowered his head and smelled the smell of perfume on the arm that had just been supported by the man. She was even more disgusted. This man reminded her of those little hotties in the circle who always wanted to get close to her and ask for support. She really didn't like this feeling of hair standing on her head. I don't want your help, you can find a little girl to lead the way. The man could only retreat. A little girl came and carefully led Taoran to an extremely beautiful garden. European style, so beautiful that it looks like something out of a fairy tale. There are also exceptionally beautiful animals such as snowshoe hares, white foxes, and elk running around in the garden. These little animals are not afraid of people at all. They are smart enough to grab Taoran's trousers and swing them around, as if begging Taoran to hug them. The little girl asked her if she wanted to play with these little animals here and feed them some food. Taoran shook his head and refused. The animals in Linhaixuan are truly spiritual, and the animals here are too much like those who deliberately beg for mercy. She doesn't like it. She was taken to a European classical room. Warm layout, light fragrance, clean and tidy, warm and cozy. There is a high bed with soft pillows to rest on and a private space to freshen up. The little girl came and helped her make the bed and put out the bath water. Looking at the bed, Taoran wanted to fall asleep. Especially after the little girl went out, her desire seemed to be magnified many times. But not long ago, she was thinking that she must take a good bath today. She just didn't feel right. She felt that she was not quite sober, so she simply meditated for a while. But not long after she sat down, she discovered that she couldn't calm down and still wanted to go to bed. This is not her usual self. Taoran steeled himself and rushed out. "I won't sleep. Send me away." The little girl tried to persuade. Taoran sternly refused, "Send me away." At the same time, one of her daggers was already placed across the girl's neck. The girl could only do as she was told. After leaving the house and walking out of the garden, it was amazing. Taoran suddenly felt sober. She took a bottle of water and poured half of it on her head. Soon, she felt that the previous confusion had completely dissipated. Is this level an illusion? Maybe. She was taken to a large living room by the girl. What a splendid, glittering living room. It is comparable to a combination of a palace and a museum. When Taoran glanced at it for the first time, he felt dazzled and couldn't see clearly. Various things are displayed on rows of shelves. However, her teammates were nowhere to be seen along the way or in this room, and she was the first one to come over. Taoran threw out a few small speakers. No reply was received. So this level is a delay in all kinds of pleasures. Taoran was not sure and could only continue to send small speakers to his companions while looking around in the hall. Suddenly there was a ding, and Taoran quickly read the message. I thought it was someone who replied, but it turned out to be a system message. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 981. After Taoran walked around the hall, he found that the further he walked in, the more it looked like a supermarket with a variety of products. And it's a large supermarket. There are rows of shelves with food, drinks, equipment, weapons, tools, miscellaneous items, and even various useful and useless gold, silver and jewelry sections. Too much stuff. Almost all supplies and equipment that have appeared in previous games are available here. Even Sun Yang's crossbow arrows can be supplied here. Taoran tried to grab a flashlight, but failed. Then a series of numbers appeared in front of him. Each item is marked with a different number, so this is the supply area mentioned before? At this time, information came from the system. Congratulations to the player for becoming the first member of the team to come to the supply area. The player who arrives first will have a huge advantage. In addition to getting a 1% luck bonus, here you can also choose the items you want and press pay with points according to the amount marked on the item. 1%? Taoran he. Can you dig any more? However, confirmation that this is a supply area is good news. Taoran quickly threw a few small speakers out and told everyone to stop eating, drinking, sleeping, and inking, and come and get supplies. The supplies Taoran needed most at this moment were undoubtedly water and food. Next is clothes. Ken. She suddenly discovered that the supplies in this supply area were more expensive than the previous 2 times. Almost 30% more expensive. Oh my god. She originally wanted to fill the telescopic bag with water and food, but now it seems that may not be possible. So are clothes. She thinks that high-quality protective clothing basically costs around 2,500 points. Too expensive? Even if I buy a set, I feel bad. The points have to be used to upgrade the assistant, so there's really no way to squander it. At this time, when the system tone sounded again, an electronic screen also appeared in front of me. Players, please note that the settlement of stage battles and system plot extra rewards will now begin. Taoran was confused and took a closer look. 6 name tags appear on the screen. In the lower row, there is a row of medals. She clicked and the number of medals was 11. After calculation by the system, the rewards for the last round of the player team are as follows. The total number of medals is 11. The total points reward is 20,000. As the first player in the team arrives, the player can first choose the number of any medals and the amount of points and collect them. Middle. There is also a note, each medal can be redeemed at the assistant for a 3% bonus. Points are credited immediately and players can exchange them for any item in the supply area. Note 1, later players cannot know the total amount of rewards, and cannot spy on the amount of rewards taken by players who arrived earlier. Players, please feel free to take it. Note 2, if 2 or more players are not satisfied with the harvest amount, this round of distribution will be redone. But the total amount of rewards will be reduced to 2/3. To sum up, players are asked to think carefully and choose carefully. So, the time has come to test greed. Taoran is the first to arrive and can take whatever he wants. The temptation is great. The medals are exchanged for bonuses, and the points are 20,000. If you are greedy, not only will your strength be greatly increased, but you won't have to worry about rising prices for supplies. Anyway, no one will know how much she took away later. But opportunities come with risks. If you get too much, the team will break up, and the bonuses and points you get may be in vain. Taoran was glad that there was no harm in his team, and he was also glad that he was here first, so he could try his best to balance the choices of those who came after him. Tisk tisk. How about the system pitfalls? Neither 11 nor 20,000 is divisible by 6. An even split is definitely out of the question. If everything is distributed according to work, Xiao Wang's contribution to this level must be the greatest. From cheating to fighting, hard work pays off. But Sun Yang and the other 3 were not bad, after all, they were all shocked. Taoran struggled for a minute and made his choice. As for medals, she got one herself. The remaining 10 yuan is given to 5 people, and each person has 2 yuan, which can be divided equally. According to the consciousness of this group of people, they should not act recklessly. As for herself, although she suffered a bit, who said those 5 people needed bonuses more? Who called her the captain? Taoran would not allow himself to be wronged. Since she suffered a loss in medals and she took the initiative to get no points in a few levels, Taoran was not polite this time and took away 5,000 points. This leaves 15,000 points, which is exactly 3,000 points per person. With such an obviously divisible amount, she believed that her team members would not act recklessly. After making the selection, Taoran continued to send out the small speaker, wanting to inform others of the situation here and the amount he had taken. But she found that the message she entered could not be sent. She can only send a small speaker with no content, otherwise it will not work. The assistant was jumping to the side. Sister, don't try. This level is a personal test. You can't cheat. Otherwise, you will get electric shocks. In this case, there is nothing more to say. Taoran could only take care of himself. After sending dozens of small speakers in turn to give out prompt sounds, Taoran clicked on his backpack. Seeing this, I was shocked. When did her points reach nearly 16,000 points? I just got 5,000 points, what? Did she originally have more than 10,000 points? It shouldn't be. Because he knew he didn't have many points, Taoran didn't click on these levels to look at the points carefully. I can only say that I got a lot of extra bonus points in the arena level just now. Finally, her strategizing was not in vain. Got points. Then she has nothing to worry about. Bye. Water, food, clothing, and some additional equipment cost a total of 4,000 points. Walking by the jewelry counter, she saw functional jewelry, so she bought 2 of them. A flower ring and a bracelet can be resold or given away. The ring can increase attack power by 3%, and the bracelet can increase physical strength by 3%. These 2 costs another 2,000 points. 6,000 was spent in an instant, but Taoran felt even more itchy. She looked at the dozen or so counters in front of her that had not yet left, and had the urge to read them all. The jewelry and weapons in the front seem more powerful. Do you want to buy some more? There is also a mask area in front. Buy a mask and have an extra face to play with? At this time, Taoran suddenly felt a throbbing pain in his head. Very strange. Never before. But after the pain, she suddenly felt like a mint rain had fallen on her head, and she felt extremely refreshed. The dizzy feeling just now finally subsided. At this moment, Taoran suddenly remembered that he had given out a mask in the Everyone Loves gift pack. I forgot. What did she just do? Oh my god. She has less than 10,000 points left. Just barely enough to move up to the next level. Horrible. This is too high-spirited. This level is also a test of concentration, right? It was not a good place to stay for a long time, so Taoran was ready to leave. As soon as she finished the settlement and threw a few speakers out, she saw Sunyang also coming to this space. Taoran's eyes dazzled as her whole body was bounced away and landed on the stair landing of this floor. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 982. Taoran glanced above. Mom. The long-lost stairs. Thinking of the punishment she was carrying, she was already getting nervous. She had better recharge her batteries and meditate first. Running her Genkai, she checked her body. There is no blockage in the body, but what happened to that pain at the supply station just now? After thinking about it, the consequences of that pain are good. At least she was able to control herself. Taoran suspected that the pain was caused by the wood spirit that had become much stronger after practicing in the coffin. Taoran didn't open his eyes until Sunyang came to the platform. Looking at this level again, Xiao Wang and Zhou Chang have also arrived, and they are already selecting supplies. Taoran and Sunyang threw a few speakers and went out to alert Ah Zhong and Lele who had not yet come out, and then chatted for a while. Taoran learned that Sunyang's fantasy was full of extravagance and lewdness. But like Taoran, she is very clear about what she wants and is very determined in her pursuit, so this kind of fantasy has little effect on them. And Sunyang was also impulsive just now in the supply area. As soon as she got there, she bought 100 crossbow arrows, although the crossbow arrows were not valuable, they could be recycled. 100 arrows were really unnecessary. In addition, Sunyang also followed Taoran's expectations and received 2 medals and 3,000 points without any thought. Xiao Wang and Zhou Chang, who came out soon after, also made the same choice. Because the number of rewards left was just enough for 5 people to share equally, everyone didn't have to worry about it at all and saved a lot of time. They all felt that it was natural for Taoran to take away 5,000 points. They had said before that they would exchange part of the supplies to compensate the captain. The captain was the hardest working and most accomplished member of the team, so it would be no problem to get a few more points, and if Taoran's little speaker hadn't called out at this level, they would have been trapped in all kinds of troubles. A long time in a comfortable environment. Zhou Chang also exchanged a backpack of supplies. He almost couldn't control himself. When he was at the top, it was the system itself that made the mistake. The sweet girl who helped him over and kept calling him brother begged Zhou Chang to buy her a necklace. It would be fine if the necklace cost 100 or 200 points, but when Zhou Chang saw it, That necklace cost 2,000 points, 2,000. He woke up immediately. She is not my real sister, and I love my girlfriend deeply. She is embarrassed to speak, but I will never be fooled. Relatively speaking, Xiao Wang is the calmest among the others. He has no interest in messy things. He is interested in a long sword and needs 10,000 points. Even if he doesn't even exchange basic supplies, it won't be enough. Full of regret, he just walked out. With points in hand, everyone started to get ready to upgrade their assistant again. Upgrade. Tao Ran hesitated slightly. Looking at the stairs going up, Tao Ran decided to upgrade first, but not to draw a lottery yet. Pressing the confirmation button, 9,000 points were thrown out, leaving Tao Ran with less than 1,000 points. Another popper. This time, her little assistant's whole body was covered with a layer of golden light, and then she burst into tears. Sister, thank you. Ding. System message arrives. As the first player in the entire game to upgrade his assistant to level 9, Tao Ran received 1,000 compensation and bonus points. Another ding. There is also news. This time, it was a line of world news in red. Some players have upgraded their assistants to level 9. All players with assistants level 5 and below will be eliminated immediately. All players are asked to keep up their efforts and work hard to upgrade. The news brought with it a great sense of urgency. The last time number 266 upgraded to level 8, the system only eliminated players of level 3 and below. This time she was promoted to level 9, and the players who were eliminated were level 5 and below. On the other side, Zhou Chang and Xiao Wang's assistants have reached level 8, and Sun Yang has reached level 7. Everyone is the same, they only dare to spend points to upgrade first, but they don't dare to draw a lottery. Since Ah Zhong and Lei hadn't seen them yet, after some discussion, they decided to let Xiao Wang take Sun Yang up the stairs. After all, Tao Ran and Zhou Chang were punished a lot, so this would probably take a long time. So the two of them stayed on the platform, throwing the small speakers while giving Sun Yang and her 2 tips below. 5 minutes later, Xiao Wang and the two successfully climbed to the 95th floor platform after passing 3 punishments. Tao Ran told them not to wait and to hurry up and go to the 95th floor first. At this time, Lei and the two finally arrived at the supply area. Tao Ran was ready to go upstairs. Zhou Chang insisted on going with him. Before that, Tao Ran exchanged the medal he just received for a speed bonus. The main reason for choosing speed is that the entire game world knows that her speed bonus number 444 has been robbed, so even if someone synthesizes a chance card, there is no way anyone will come back to steal her speed. It is safest to increase speed. The next flight of stairs is pure torture. Tao Ran and the two were thrown and pulled in all kinds of embarrassments, surviving one punishment after another. Due to the effect of the elongated staircase carried by Tao Ran, when Ah Zhong and Lei came to the platform, they saw large iron balls nearly 2 meters in diameter rolling down the stairs one after another. Tao Ran and the two were dodging in various ways, being hit in various ways, and being crushed in various ways, miserable and pitiful. When Xiao Wang and Sun Yang came out from the 95th floor after completing their mission, Tao Ran and Zhou Chang were still more than 20 steps away from the platform. It was like rain on the top of the stairs, with drops of thick, oily liquid pouring down. It looked very slippery at first glance. Zhou Chang fell when he stood up. He just stabilized himself on all fours for a second, then fell down again, even breaking his forehead. Tao Ran was better than him. After all, he had Qinggong. As long as he had some strength, he could fly up. But he couldn't stand Tao Ran and still had to drag Zhou Chang with him. This huge burden has become the biggest stumbling block preventing Tao Ran from moving forward. It took Tao Ran a full 15 minutes to get over the section of more than 30 slippery stairs. But probably because the system had detected her Qinggong ability, the next flight of stairs made it completely impossible for her to use Qinggong. Tao Ran felt that his tired legs could not move forward at all. It's gravity. The gravity of the stairs suddenly increased dozens of times. Not to mention Tao Ran, even Zhou Chang, who had a lot of strength bonuses, couldn't walk after taking 2 steps. Tao Ran's Qinggong was completely useless. The two of them were exhausted and had to sit down and rest. How about having teammates? Xiao Wang above has already taken the initiative to throw the rope down to help. Zhou Chang looked sideways at Tao Ran. Is this why you were so generous and let Xiao Wang go first? What are you talking about? I'm afraid they'll be impatient waiting for us. Tao Ran couldn't deny that she did have the intention of asking Xiao Wang to do a favor. What's wrong with everyone helping each other? With Xiao Wang's rope and an extra point of force, the two of them felt relieved. Xiao Wang and Sun Yang were pulling on it, while Tao Ran and Zhou Chang were pushing hard on the stairs with their toes to escape the gravity. 3 minutes later, the two finally reached the top as they wished. Below, Ah Zhong and Lele, who were together, could finally start going upstairs. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 983. Tao Ran and Zhou Chang fell to the ground from exhaustion when they reached the platform. Thank you. After thanking Xiao Wang and Sun Yang, Tao Ran couldn't help but sigh. You two walk so fast on the 95th floor. They came out so fast that Tao Ran and Zhou Chang felt weak. We were just about to talk to you about this, Sun Yang said. You two should hurry up and go to the 95th floor. Tao Ran and Zhou Chang looked at each other. We have angel wings. After coming out of the 94th floor, the annotation for the feather on the angel's wings came out. As Tao Ran expected, this feather could open the upper 5 levels of restrictions. In other words, they are exempt from entering from the 95th floor to the 99th floor. Xiao Wang, I know you have the props, but I still suggest you give it a try. Sun Yang, this level is very important. Before she could finish her words, there was a thunderous boom with just these 5 words. The 4 of them suddenly discovered that thick clouds had gathered above the floor. Dark, obviously thunder clouds. This means that Sun Yang is going to cheat and reveal the content of the level, and the system is giving a warning. If she talks any more, I'm afraid the thunder will fall. Sun Yang was struck by lightning not long ago. Only those who have experienced that kind of horror and pain will understand. She didn't dare to continue talking for a while. But Xiao Wang is fearless if he is ignorant, so he carefully added. Don't worry, it's simple and fast. I saw a sizzling sound coming from the dark clouds above my head, and many tiny electric currents began to shine brightly and gain momentum. There was another boom. Seeing that lightning was about to strike, Xiao Wang dragged Sun Yang and ran up the stairs to the 96th floor. Tao Ran was also dragged by Zhou Chang, and then followed him into the 95th floor. The 4 of them ran fast, and when they looked back, they could still see dots of yellow and white lightning flashing on the ground on the platform. Entering the 95th floor, they understood why Xiao Wang and Sun Yang came out in about 10 minutes. This level is incredibly simple. After entering, they learned through the system that in the previous series of plots, they stayed in the underground palace for too long and drank the lake water contaminated by the demonic energy. They were poisoned by the demonic poison. Tao Ran and Zhou Chang looked at each other. They were speechless. They were poisoned. Did they just say it now? Thank you. Why? Now I finally know why the system was so kind that day, specifically informing them that there was water in the underground palace, and luring them to stay by the lake for a long time. I thought something was wrong at the time, but now that I think about it, it turns out that they had already dug a hole. The system at this level also told them that the reason why they have been distracted by hallucinations in recent levels is because they were poisoned. Haha, this explanation, it doesn't matter, as long as the system is happy. It is very simple for them to detoxify, just buy a medicine and take it. Buy this medicine now and get 1000 points. If you don't have enough points, you can buy it after the 3rd level, but you need 2 antidotes to buy it, and you will need 2000 points. After the 6th floor, you need 3 medicines and 3000 points, and so on. If they haven't taken the medicine after the 10th level, they will be poisoned immediately and die suddenly. No wonder Sun Yang and Xiao Wang risked being struck by lightning to hint that they would enter this level. Oh my god. Tao Ran began to feel lucky because she had just received 1000 points as compensation after being upgraded to assistant. Otherwise, she would only have more than 900 points and couldn't even afford medicine. Think about it, this broken system is really damaging. When players reach these 2 levels, they have just experienced a lengthy series of plots. Everyone has gained points, and they are afraid that there will be another series of plots in the future, so they should subconsciously upgrade in these 2 levels and let the assistant try their luck to improve. And the upper floor is also a supply floor. Players who have empty supply packs will try their best to buy them, right? After upgrading and shopping, everyone's pockets are basically empty. Now that I suddenly have to grab 1000 points, I don't think there are many players who can take out the points. At this level, I am afraid there will be many players eliminated. The 2 obediently took out 1000 points to buy Pinyin. One person got a bottle of cough drop-like liquid. After drinking it, I didn't feel anything special, but it seemed that the fatigue I felt just now was slightly lessened. When I walked out to the platform, I happened to see Lele and Ajon coming up. Tao Ran and the other 2 threw a rope down to help and quickly sat down to rest for a while. It's time to go up the stairs again. Worry. The 2 of them calculated that the next staircase was not only an extended staircase, but also had at least 5 other punishments. After Lele and the others reached the platform safely, Tao Ran and Zhou Chang went up again. Naturally, this is another shabby staircase. They experienced the bayonet staircase section, the shadow attack section, the flash flood section, the spider king and spider web blocking section, and the beast attack section. Just like the previous level, they were influenced by Xiao Wang and the 2 of them. Before they finished walking up the stairs, Xiao Wang and Sun Yang came out. Xiao Wang was responsible for pulling the rope, while Sun Yang used the crossbow to kill many beasts for them. Having someone to help them makes it easier for them. When they reached the platform, the 2 of them lay on the ground unable to move again. So tired. Tao Ran and Zhou Chang finally cleared the penalties from the last upgrade. But there are still hundreds of draws that have not been carried out. Together with Xiao Wang and the others, the 4 of them planned to simply go down a flight of stairs and go up together. So all 4 of them started drawing. Zhou Chang couldn't help but warn Tao Ran, on this staircase, there can't be more than 7 punishments. You know your luck, so take it easy and draw slowly. If you draw 2 punishments, remember to stop quickly. Otherwise we won't be able to bear it. Xiao Wang and Sun Yang also nodded together, fearing that Tao Ran would unleash a bunch of punishment in one breath. I know Tao Ran rolled his eyes. Was he the kind of person who didn't know what he was doing? Tao Ran directly fired 100 strokes first. She didn't hold out much hope. 100 draws, 14 draws are empty. Better than last time. In terms of points, after the rewards and punishments are offset, hey, not only did I earn this time, I also earned 300 points. Although not many, it is rare. In terms of bonuses, after the additions and subtractions offset each other, in the end, her speed and sensitivity bonuses were reduced by 2%, but her luck bonus and strength bonus were increased by 3% and 5% respectively. It's a profit. Besides, what did she see? In her 100 draws this time, she actually had 2 pass card fragments and 1 chance card fragment. This was something that had never happened before. The exposure rate of rare card fragments in her hand was actually 3%. Is this a consecration? In this way, She has 6 pass card fragments and 7 chance card fragments. Zhou Chang and Sun Yang each issued a punishment. After Xiao Wang drew 200 times, he also accumulated a punishment and an elongated staircase. The three of them all looked at Taoran intently. How many? How many? Of course it's punishment. Taoran glanced at his screen and looked at it again. What? No. She was slapped 100 times, but no punishment was given? There is such a thing. I'm lucky, but luckily, she remembered that the doll had given her 30% more luck. Taoran was in a good mood and took another shot. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 984. After 100 draws, the bonus is positive, the points are also positive, and there is no penalty. Isn't this a lucky break? The days of bad luck are finally gone, right? Taoran took another 100 shots without hesitation. This effect. Excellent. Look, this time, there are only 8 empty ones for the 100th time. The speed and sensitivity bonuses that were just lost are back. The effect this time is even better than last time. After various bonuses are added or subtracted, the overall increase is 10%. The points were added up to as many as 700. Unprecedented. Although no chance card fragments were drawn, there were 2 more pass card fragments, and now there are 8. Synthesizing gold cards again is just around the corner. Goddess of Luck has finally come to take care of you. Zhou Chang and Sun Yang also took 100 strokes each. This time Zhou Chang got lucky and there was no punishment. Sun Yang was punished twice. How are you? The three of them looked at Taoran. Taoran smiled proudly, I'm very lucky. The 4 of them decided to go up the stairs. 1 extension, 5 punishments, that's about it. However, once they went up the stairs, it was not until Lele and Ah Zhong reached the 96th floor platform that the 4 of them failed to reach the 97th floor. Captain, you tricked us, Xiao Wang's roar was coming. Captain, how many times have you been here? Sun Yang also resented. Zhou Chang, Captain, this is too much. It turned out that they had completed 5 punishments 5 minutes ago, but they found that the stairs still had no end. There is absolutely no way the system could have made a miscalculation. So it can only be that some of them are dishonest. Their first reaction was the captain. After all, looking at the length of the stairs, there is at least 1/3 of the stairs, maybe 3 to 4 penalties. Except for the captain, no one should have such bad luck. No wonder there was no punishment for 100 draws last time, but now it's all the same. Taoran didn't dare to say anything, so he just acquiesced. What could she do? There is nothing she can do. When she saw that the second 100 draws brought a lot of rewards, and even synthesized a golden glove, she was already very happy. Who knew that after a series of rewards, there would be 4 punishments? 4. Is this true? The rewards are unprecedented, and the punishments are also unprecedented. Whether she was lucky or unlucky, she didn't know. But the words about her transfer have already been released, and it would be a bit embarrassing for her to change her story. Anyway, the facts have been established, so it's natural for the ship to be at the front, right? So Taoran didn't tell them and gave them such a surprise. She said weakly. I didn't trick you. Apart from the punishment, my luck has indeed improved. Supernatural punishment, meteor fireballs streaked across the sky one after another, the temperature soared, and the stairs under my feet were all baked black. Taoran swung his sword and knocked down a fireball, sending sparks flying everywhere. A flicker of flame accidentally fell on the center of Zhou Chang's head, causing a bald patch on his head. After going down the staircase, they experienced an elongated staircase. The 4 people who had been punished 9 times were exhausted and lay on the 97th floor platform. They could not recover for a long time. Tao Ran regretfully handed each person a bottle of water and a piece of dried meat. After Xiao Wang and Sun Yang took it, they stood up and said hello in a tacit understanding, and entered level 97. You guys go on upstairs, don't wait for us. The two of them left, and quickly slipped inside. Zhou Chang also began to think seriously, does he really want to go up with the captain? He originally thought that walking with her would give him a better sense of security, but now it seems that it's just the opposite. Tao Ran turned on her turntable again. It's amazing. The next 100 draws were without punishment again. She could feel that her luck was getting better. Not only did she get another pass card fragment, but she also got a chance card fragment. Another 100 draws, this time there was a penalty. Twice. But with the explosive 8% sensitivity bonus, Tao Ran felt it was worth it. For the next few floors, with the help of angel wings, there is no need to do any tasks, just climb the stairs anyway. When he reached level 99, Tao Ran finally cleared all the accumulated penalties from this upgrade. Very tired, but finally relaxed. The harvest has been great. The points she got from every 100 draws were positive. One time she got the grand prize and got 1,000 points. Now her points amount has reached more than 3,800 again. She was given a lot of bonuses, and her physical fitness improved significantly. A pair of golden gloves has been synthesized, and even a pass gold card has been successfully synthesized. It's a pity that, for some reason, her opportunity was stuck in the back for several 100 draws and never came out. She always had 9 fragments. You know, Zhou Chang has also synthesized the chance card. That guy from Zhou Chang even scolded her, saying that she was missing 1 out of 9, and as long as she couldn't synthesize the chance card, she would be unlucky. On the 99th floor platform, Tao Ran asked Zhou Chang to go up the stairs to the 100th floor first. What about you? Zhou Chang was surprised. Don't say I don't take care of you. As the first person to reach and pass the 100th level, there must be a reward. This is a bargain, I'll give it to you. Go quickly. You, for me, actually made such a big sacrifice. Are you even willing to give up the top spot? Zhou Chang was very moved. Yes. Really? Stop talking nonsense and leave, Tao Ran pushed him away. Zhou Chang looked back 3 times every step of the way. After stepping onto the stairs, he even said to Tao Ran, I'm sorry. Tao Ran had a question mark in his head, what are you sorry for? In the next life, if we are in the same world, I will definitely choose you. In this life, I can only let you down. But no matter where I am, I will never forget you. After saying this, the guy blushed and quickly ran away. What? It's over. Can't wash it off. Why? Everyone in the world except herself thought she had wishful thinking towards Zhou Chang. It's a pity that she didn't have a camera. Otherwise, if she had taken a picture of Zhou Chang and let him see his disfigured face and the baldness that revealed a large area of scalp, he probably wouldn't have felt so good about himself. If this was not just a game, how could Tao Ran listen to this rumor? Let Zhou Chang go first, she mainly has another mission. She didn't forget that she still had to help Dragon Mother go to the 99th floor to find Bai Long. This was also a hidden mission, so Tao Ran naturally had to do it well. This white dragon should also be an NPC, right? Tao Ran thought for a while and decided not to rush in without knowing what level 99 was. What if you have to complete the task after entering? She suddenly wanted to knock Zhou Chang off his current number 1 position. So don't waste her time. I wonder if Bai Long can be called out? So, she opened her voice and shouted from the 99th floor platform, Uncle Bai Long. I shouted several times, but no response. She used her inner strength to spread the sound and shouted a few more times. His voice was hoarse and he didn't see Bai Long. She really doesn't want to go in. After thinking about it, she found all the things that the dragon mother had given her. The dragon scales were given by the dragon mother. The eggshell belongs to Longbao. Putting them in front of her, she shouted a few more times. Thank you Brother Long for the reward. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 985. Just when Taoran began to hesitate whether to threaten to destroy the dragon mother's dragon scales and the dragon treasure's eggshell if Bai Long didn't show up again, suddenly storms gathered above his head and there was a heavy white mist. A dragon roar made Taoran's eardrums buzz. Who dares to make a lot of noise in my place? A huge, low, and majestic sound exploded in my ears, and the earth shook. Who are you? Why do you smell like my wife? Taoran exhaled and finally came. You know that since it is a divine beast, it is impossible not to have this basic psychic ability and not even be able to smell the lady's breath. Taoran raised his eyes, just wanting to see the dragon's appearance. But before she could see anything clearly, she felt a huge pressure pouring down, making her almost vomit. As soon as her body tightened, she was caught tightly by a huge dragon claw falling from the sky. Damn it! Is this how this damn white dragon treats his son's benefactor? Taoran's heart moved and he decided to do something. You know, NPCs can not only gain favorability, but also complete tasks. They also have many rights and rewards. As a top player in the entire gaming world, Taoran would be sorry for his status as a movie queen if he didn't give himself a few more scenes. So, when she was suppressed by the white dragon, Taoran simply mobilized her inner energy, blood energy and coercion, and the effect was immediate. Wow, not only did she look pale, she also vomited a mouthful of blood. On the other side, as soon as Bai Long took a breath, the dragon scales and eggshells on the ground flew into the sky. Seeing the lady's scales and thinking of the lady's message, Bai Long already realized who it was catching. And Taoran was also playing her game. Who are you? Are you the white dragon? Please return the dragon scales and eggshells to me first. Don't hide your head and tail, show me your true body. I want to confirm you only Bai Long can give it to you. After saying this, Taoran did not forget to struggle. The white dragon's claws have relaxed a lot. But Taoran still managed to hurt himself. Well, even if it's just a little trick. You've come here and given up the top spot, you have to get your money back, right? The scene changed instantly, and Taoran had reached the top of a mountain. She was put down. The clouds and mist are lingering, which is better than a fairyland. In a green field, she finally saw the white dragon. Are you, number 444? Madam told me about you through a message. I heard that you saved Longbao before. Taoran coughed, and a trace of blood overflowed from her mouth. It's good to know. Great, I finally lived up to my high expectations and found you. Her voice was faint and pitiful. I came here to give you something on the order of the 11th level dragon ant. The eggshell in your hand is a dragon. Auntie asked me to hand it over to you. Auntie Long asked you to remember the smell of the dragon treasure. Bai Long sniffed the eggshell with a look of intoxication on his face. Then, it carefully hid the eggshell under a dragon scale on its body. Taoran's assistant was also reporting Bai Long's current favorability level throughout the process. The little assistant has been upgraded to level 9 and knows more and more things. The data given is very clear. From the moment Taoran reported his identity, Bai Long's favorability started to rise steadily, reaching 80%. After all, he is the savior of his son, and he has traveled thousands of miles and gone through hardships and dangers to deliver things to him. Its favorability is naturally as good as riding a rocket. After hurting her, instead of complaining or getting angry, she instead took the eggshell as the priority. Bailong's favorability level soared again by 10%. Taoran was very happy. His strategy was very successful. So, if people want to gain more, they still have to use their brains. This cannot be wrong. After seeing Taoran's serious injury, Bailong felt better because of self-blame and guilt. Under this situation, Taoran told himself that this favorability level had to be maxed out no matter what. Thank you so much for doing so many things for me and Longbao. Bailong waved his tail and explained. I'm sorry. I just sensed someone arriving on this floor and was busy arranging tasks. But I didn't expect it was you. So I arrived a little late and even hurt you. Human beings are so fragile. It doesn't work hard at all, okay. Taoran quickly said it didn't matter. I call Fire Dragon Auntie, and I am friends with Longbao. I am also the nanny of the baby dragons. I regard Auntie Long and Longbao as my own family. Helping them is what I should and am willing to do. So you don't need to thank me. As for my injury, it was all a misunderstanding. It was my fault for yelling, and you hurt me because of your misunderstanding. It was all an accident. Look at her, how knowledgeable she is. Taoran wanted to wait for the notification sound when his favorability points were full. But, no. The assistant also asked her to keep up the good work. Taoran pretended to cough a few times, then took out the medicine and fiddled with it. Uncle Long, I remember Aunt Long said you were on the battlefield. This place doesn't look like a battlefield, does it? Bailong saw that her face was ugly and she was still bleeding, so he finally took out his secret treasure. 3 drops of blue dew hung in the sky. When the white dragon blew, the 3 drops of liquid were collected in a white jade bottle. The white jade bottle floated to Taoran. Bailong, this is the hanging light nectar I refined, which has the effect of nourishing all things. You are injured, drink some of this first. It is my apology. Taoran opened the bottle, and the vitality spurted out. After just one sniff, he felt that most of the wounds on his body were healed. What a good thing. Taoran was reluctant to drink, but couldn't resist Bailong's sincere eyes as he stared at her. She had to drink only 1 drop of nectar. It's just so magical. After coming to the game world, she had never had any new or old wounds, but at this moment, all the wounds on her body were healed without leaving even a trace. No. She couldn't waste this treasure, so she kept it first. She thanked Bailong and put the bottle away, saying that she would enjoy it later. Bailong told her that this was the entrance to the battlefield. After 100 floors, there is the battlefield. And he is the gatekeeper at the entrance to the battlefield. For it. The battlefield. That's fine. It's better than using your brain after all. Taoran became anxious. There are still 12 floors left to clear, so hurry up. There was no time to linger, so she had to leave quickly. Uncle Long, can you return Aunt Long's dragon scales to me? They were gifts given to me by Aunt Long. Taoran smiled honestly. Oh, that's right. Bailong immediately returned the dragon scale, but it must have been very hard for you along the way. Why don't you use the dragon scale for protection? According to the efficacy of dragon scales, if you take them out in times of crisis, they can be used as armor and can even block fatal blows. Bailong had seen the dragon scale, and there were no traces on it, indicating that it had never been used. Taoran smiled honestly. She also feels stupid. Probably because she had stored so many things along the way, she had forgotten about the dragon scales. This thing had been kept together with the eggshell. She didn't think about it at all. She just saw it when she was looking for the eggshell. But of course she couldn't say that she had forgotten this treasure. This is a treasure given to me by Aunt Long, how can I bear to use it? And I have to keep it well so that I can think of it in the future. She continued to tease Bailong in secret. The heroine who wears fast is really a boss. Author, Ruo Shui 1111. Chapter 986. The ringing sound in Taoran's ears was also ringing. Taoran already knew through her assistant that because she received Bailong's gratitude, her luck value was increased by another 3%. While Bailong returned the scales to Taoran, he also took off a dragon scale from himself. I will also give you a hard dragon scale. This way you will have 2 scales. White dragon is pretty good. In order to talk to Taoran, it deliberately lowered its body a lot. Don't be reluctant to use it. Your body is too weak, and your life is the most important thing. The battlefield that is about to come will have rapidly changing situations and many crises. Don't stay here. Otherwise, Longbao will be sad. When Taoran heard this, his eyes dropped, and the drama queen got on top of him again. I'm just an ordinary person with a weak body and poor abilities. I can't be like Uncle Long and Aunt Long, who can not only go to heaven and earth, but also be invulnerable. I have a strong physique and super energy. I can't do anything but try my best to save my life. Taoran made a small calculation and was not sure whether Bai Long would give him anything more. The repeated Uncle Long finally took effect. A family has to take care of each other, right? Bai Long looked at the delicate, weak little human in front of him, thinking that this was the benefactor who saved his son and took care of him, and for a moment his heart softened. Thanks to this person, otherwise I would have almost lost my son. Then, let me teach you a technique to strengthen your body. At the same time, the system beeped. This time, Taoran clicked it immediately. Then she saw a system prompt saying that Bailong had given her a technique and asked if she would accept it. Of course. Kung Fu, Dragon Yinju. Practice both internally and externally, with external skills and formulas. Practicing it on weekdays can strengthen your body. Using internal energy during battle can strengthen the physical body. After swallowing and exhaling, all things will be animated, imitating dragons and mythical beasts, and can even drive away evil spirits and avoid harm. What follows is more detailed training methods. Taoran couldn't help but be happy. She couldn't take away the game with other foreign objects, but she could take away this memory. Elizabeth is also evil, right? Can this technique be used against her? When you return to reality, you must practice this Dragon Yin technique well. Taoran respectfully thanked Bai Long. Don't thank me. You deserve it all. You are a great benefactor to my family. After Bai Long finished speaking, Taoran's system beep sounded again. Click to take a look. Congratulations to the player for completing the hidden mission. Obtain the title of Dragon Messenger, receive 2,000 points as a reward, and open 2 penalty-free draws. Wow, even. So good. She has 6,000 points again. But it's not over yet. Bai Long asked again, Benefactor, is there anything I can help with? Just ask it, and it will be considered as reward for your hard work for our family. Taoran had no intention of being polite. She thought of the way Mother Dragon took her to heaven and earth that day. Uncle Long, can you take me up to a few floors? Bai Long thought for a moment. 100 floors up, you have to go, it said. Taoran specifically tested it, is the next level an illusion that I must enter? The main thing is that the next level XXXX is very important to you. You have to go. Taoran's mouth opened slightly. Silenced again? Just like the Dragon Mother that day, I wonder what Bai Long said and was automatically blocked by the system. It's a pity, then I can't take advantage of Bai Long? But Bai Long pondered for a moment, then hooked his claws and pulled out one of its long whiskers. This is for you. Taoran took the dragon beard. Fully 2 meters long. She really didn't know how to use this dragon whisker in a world without spiritual energy. This dragon's whisker has its own power of a mythical beast. After you pass 100 levels, use the dragon's whisker to swing it a few times on the platform. I will feel it and go there. At that time, I will take you up a few floors. Remember, stop yelling and calling me random things, it will have a bad influence. Yes. Tao Ran's eyes lit up. This is great. She can jump up and down again. There are only the last 12 levels left. If you can jump to another level, that would be incredible. You just said that there is a battlefield further up. Is it okay if I jump to another floor? It doesn't matter. The first few levels of the battlefield are trials. I'll just open a back door for you. Tao Ran thanked Bai Long again. That's right. Don't waste my whiskers. The toughness is extraordinary and can be used as a weapon. I see, you can use it as a whip. It's just, too long, it's more than 2 meters. How difficult is this? The white dragon signaled Tao Ran to open his hand, and then it struck it with its dragon claw, and a blood bead came out from Tao Ran's palm. The blood beads fell directly onto the dragon's beard, indicating that he recognized his master. Bai Long taught her to move her heart at will, and then the 2-meter-long dragon whiskers were only 1 palm long. Tao Ran's eyes shined. She loved it. Thanking him again, Tao Ran was ready to leave. After getting the dragon scales, the dragon beard, the dragon song technique, and the white dragon's promise to send her upward, what else could she ask for? The regret that Bai Long's favor may be just a little short of being fully maxed out is not that important anymore. Tao Ran had nothing to give Bai Long but told him to take care of himself and wished him an early reunion with Aunt Long Bai Long. Tao Ran didn't get enough of Bai Long's favor even on the platform. I looked down, but I didn't see Xiao Wang or the others coming up. I guess they were in trouble. When she reached the 100th floor, she didn't see Zhou Chang. She knew Zhou Chang was still inside and hadn't come out yet. They had already agreed before that they were afraid that the 100 floors would be an illusion, and those who came out first would use a small speaker as an alarm. Even if you have to leave to go up, the person who leaves first will send a message to the world. But Tao Ran read it again and found that no matter whether it was news from the same floor or news from the world, there was no message from Zhou Chang. After throwing dozens of small speakers out, Tao Ran did not rush inside, but took the time to learn the dragon song technique first and memorize it firmly. I practiced it once and it took a full 20 minutes. But she was pleasantly surprised to find that this dragon song technique was very beneficial to the recovery of the body's internal energy. After practicing, I feel refreshed. Zhou Chang still didn't come out or reply. Tao Ran was afraid that he would sink into the illusion, so he threw 10 more trumpets at him. Afterwards, Tao Ran started 2 more no-punishment roulette rounds. Luck is indeed improving visibly. The first time she spun the roulette wheel, she got a full 5,000 points. At this moment, her hands were shaking. Not only because this is the most points she has ever drawn, but also because in the entire game lottery, the highest point reward amount is 5,000 points. She actually got the highest points reward. And this means that her little assistant can be upgraded to another level. Is there such a thing? She just got 2,000 points for the hidden mission, and with these 5,000 points, she now has more than 10,000 points. It's just right to raise the little assistant to level 10. Level 10 will be the highest level for assistants. Tao Ran breathed out and spun the wheel a second time. This time, she opened a question-mark treasure chest. Open it, and there is a golden trumpet inside. There are only 3 symbols for the speaker's remarks. She asked the assistant and got the reply, it hasn't been opened yet.